Hello class, good morning. So for today's discussion is we will tackle a new lesson. So our new lesson for this morning is all about technique for reading and writing, and we have the subtopic for this shared and guided reading. But of course, before we proceed to our discussion, let's have first our learning objectives. So at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to identify and explain the step of shared and guided reading as a technique for improving reading comprehension, and for the skills, apply the shared and guided reading technique by participating in group reading activities and analyzing the meaning of the text with peers. And for our effective, we have demonstrate a positive attitude toward collaborative reading by showing respect, active participation, and willingness to share ideas during the guided reading session. So, when we say shared reading, this is where the teacher and the students read a text together, modeling fluency and expression. While the guided reading, it is the small groups with targeted support based on student reading levels. And the both approaches encourage collaboration and promote independent reading skills. Then, teacher should provide scaffolding or guide the students, gradually releasing responsibility to students. And we have the benefits for this to build the confidence in the struggling readers. So we can build the confidence of our learners. Second, the student enhances their critical thinking and it promotes peer learning and respect. And of course, we have the technique for reading and writing. So, reading and writing are essential skills that must be taught using effective techniques. Two important strategies that teachers often use are shared reading and guided reading. So these techniques not only build children's reading fluency but also strengthen their writing skills by exposing them to correct grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure. So, learning how to read is one of our life's greatest pleasures. Students need this important skill to advance through each grade and eventually into a college or the workplace. In the long run, they will develop a love for reading that benefits them throughout their entire lives. Reading strategies and techniques can help students to become excellent readers during any school year. Through active reading and other methods, kids can increase their vocabulary and proficiency. So, as a teacher, we need to understand the reading strategies in order for that we are effective to teach our young learners. So, reading strategies are specific procedures that help students look at printed words and interpret their meaning. Learners improve their comprehension, understand and what they read and advance their reading skills into high school and beyond. So these are several effective reading strategies designed to boost students' understanding of the written word. First is we have making connections. Connect new words with students' prior knowledge and favorite hobbies, activities, or places they visited. When we teach our young learners about reading, we should always connect in a real life situation in order for that the student is mas makarelate sila. And next is inferencing. So when reading the text, students take their past knowledge and arrive at a conclusion based on the clue they receive from what they've read. And the third one is synthesizing. Synthesizing is students combine new information with their prior knowledge to formulate a new thought or idea. So we have the guided reading session. So individuals' lessons vary based on the student needs and particular text. but try this general structure. First is familiar rereading or familiar reading. Observe and make notes while students read books from earlier guided reading lessons. Next is introduction. Ask students to examine the book to see what they notice and support students guiding themselves through a preview of the book and thinking about the text. So next is reading practice. Reading practice is rotate from student to student while they read quietly or silently. Listen closely and make anecdotal notes. So, what do you mean by anecdotal notes? So, anecdotal notes are short written records of what a teacher or observer sees and hears about a student's behavior, skills, or learning during class or activities. So, next is discussion. So, let students talk about what they notice while reading. Support their efforts to think deeply and connect across the whole book. And then the last one is teaching point. Teaching point is offer a couple of instructions based on observations made during reading. Teaching points are most valuable when pointing to new things that students are demonstrating or ask for reflection on how they solve problems. So, in short, this is the um, observation of the teacher in this part. So, that's all for today, class. Goodbye and thank you.